after the night before Villa in the Premier League, like, that wasn't a dream. Madness.
I've just said to you, I'm too afraid to put the TV on because in case it wasn't real, and I have imagined it, and I don't want to sit here and find out that it isn't actually true.
It's a big practical joke.
It's just surreal. I never thought in my lifetime that I would be celebrating Villa just being in the Premier League, but it feels so long now since we were there that it's a massive thing. I mean, I've tweeted something innocuous this morning that I never used to get Premier League patches or I haven't got Championship patches on my shirts either because I refused to accept that we were a Championship team. But when we were in the Premier League, I never used to get patches on my shirt. Unprofessional. But now I'll be getting Premier League patches on the shirt every single season because I will never take that place for granted. Mate, just all these things. I mean, obviously that is such a small thing of being in the Premier League. It's massive for the football club, but the scenes of just watching Jack Grealish and Dean Smith yesterday, that's just magic.
Yeah.
Not many clubs get to witness something like that. A fan as a manager, a fan as a captain, fans made the kits that they're all wearing when we go up as well. Not many people get to witness stuff like that, so it is just that's unique, and that's always for me what's been special about Aston Villa, that we are a unique football club, and days like yesterday just completely backed that up.
Did you cry?
No, I came close a few times. I wanted to cry. I saw Aston after the game and he looked like he'd been crying for the last hour or so, but I don't blame people for crying. It's just how much dross, how much rubbish have we put up with over the years. Even that first year in the Championship was terrible.
And the last few years in the Prem as well.
Yeah, just there's been an accumulation of just awfulness.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it feels so big to be in the Prem as well, because when we were in the Prem the last few years, we just weren't competitive, were we? It was boring. It was like, I remember when Lambert introduced that tiki-taka football. It was like the slowest tiki-taka I think I've ever seen in my life. So we were just there. We were just existing in the Premier League, but it was a pointless existence. And now I know that we've got owners. They're worth $9 billion between the two of them. They've wanted to spend some money in the Championship. I know this, and they haven't been able to because of the regulations. Now we're in the Premier League. I don't think they'll go mad because I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think there needs to be a bit of continuity, but they can now flex some financial muscle, which is obviously a massive thing and something we weren't doing towards the tail end of the Premier League and couldn't do because they only didn't want to. I don't know. Lerner did spend a lot of money, didn't he, under O'Neill, but it was wasted. We'd bring in Habib Bey on 50 grand a week or whatever it was, and then we'd never see him in the team. We were just chucking money at Premier League journeymen. We had a good team, but we didn't have the squad. Now there's a chance to really build something special. And I was saying this to a few people yesterday because I know, without putting it down on things too much, I know what Villa fans can be like sometimes, an element of Villa fans, and next season there is undoubtedly going to be difficult patches because it's a big step up
unless
we do a Wolves, but even then they've lost to Huddersfield twice and things like that. But there will be games that your teams like Bournemouth and Watford, who years ago you'd expect Villa to win, that they are better than us now, so there has to be a bit of realism in there. But I just think that Dean Smith, whatever happens, whether we were to go straight back down, whatever, Dean Smith gets 3 to 4 years now to sort Villa out and get Villa competitive, because there's a few players in there that have worked hard to get to the Premier League. I mean, I tweeted about Connor last night. Like, he's worked hard all his career to get himself to Premier League level, and he's now done that. Dean Smith's worked hard in his career to be given a chance at a club like Villa. He's done his apprenticeship at Walsall and Brentford, and he's got himself to the level where he can be manager of Championship Aston Villa. He deserves to be the manager of Premier League Aston Villa for the next few years, whatever happens, because we also know how tough it is to get out that league. Yeah. It's been a nightmare, I think, last season. Absolute nightmare. First season, dross. Now he's got us out there relatively comfortably. Yesterday, relatively.
Yeah.
I didn't think we played well. I don't know what you think. I did not think we played well, but we didn't have to.
After the game, people were saying, "Look, I thought we were pretty good. Like, I thought we were in control." And at half time, I was like, I don't think we've been that great. And they put the highlights on the big screen. We had like a few chances, like Tammy put one over the bar. I think Jack had a chance as well. I was like,
yeah, that was a good chance. Jack won.
You know what? We haven't been that bad. Like, but during the emotion of the game, you think, oh, everything's going wrong. Like, we're gonna bottle it. They score, and I'm thinking, oh no, here we go. Like, we're gonna go into extra time or something.
Beside myself at that point.
7 minutes of added time. And it's just those little things you just think like, oh god, we're gonna do something silly here. But really,
Yeah.
I think if we watch it back, like, you'll probably think, you know what, actually, we weren't that bad. Like, we probably weren't.
No,
Really.
I'm not saying we were bad. I'm just saying it wasn't like fluid.
We've played
fluid
better than
football.
that
Yeah,
this season.
and to be fair, through most of the playoffs, it was probably a bit like that.
Yeah.
But we've done enough to get through, and that's you've just got to win the
Doesn't matter, does
game.
it?
You just Fulham did it last year. You just have to win that playoff game. And we've done it. I mean, we scored goals at very, very good times.
Yes.
Right on half time, then pretty much straight after half time, I think it was an hour after McKean scored. So we've scored goals at very good times, and then it was a bit like the Blackburn and the Bristol City games at Villa Park. We went 2-0 up, and I just thought it's not going to go that comfortable, is it?
Always.
I mean, I was like, I was saying to my dad, we're sitting back too deep. Derby are having too much of the ball, but my dad was quite calm actually. He was like, well, that's going to happen because they're 2-0 down. They're going to have a lot of the ball. If Derby had started the match with a bit of intent like that, I think
it's like all teams don't want it. They just play like that the whole way through, and they might have had a chance then.
Yeah, I mean their subs worked well. To be fair, the lad who used to be at Brentford, his name I'm going to absolutely muller. Joe Fraser, I can't even say it. Josephine. That's definitely not his name. He came on and caused us problems. I was shocked Marriott didn't start.
Yeah,
absolutely shocked he didn't start. I mean, what more could he have done?
I didn't realise till like 20 minutes in, I didn't see the team at the time, and then they bought him on after. I was like, I thought you. Why did he not play?
It was a big ask to play that young lad Mason Bennett on his own up front.
It's not a striker either.
When they've got striking options, as well, especially when Mings and Twanzebe are quite athletic, which is Mason Bennett's. Yeah, that's Mason Bennett's strength.
Yeah.
So that didn't make sense to me that they did it, but I don't care. I'm glad they did it. I mean, I thought McGinn was excellent.
Yeah.
I thought Colin was great as well in the deep midfield position. I think people don't realise how incisive and quick some of his passing is when he plays in that position. I thought first half in particular, he was great. El Ghazi, he knocked Ramadan on the head, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, I read it this morning. He didn't do it. He said he couldn't risk it in the final. And he looked like he had an extra yard of pace. He looked electric. He looked so quick. I've not seen him look that quick all season. He's been good, but I've not seen him look that quick.
He'd have been my man of the match. It was just like at one point I was thinking, like, this is like El Ghazi's final. Like he's changing the game for us here. But obviously McGinn's just a special player, isn't it?
Bargain at the century. And
was it 1.5 million or something?
2.5.
It's always less though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true actually.
It's always less than what the press say.
Also, like a player who's had a bit of stick for being Bruce's son over the years, probably Al Mohammed. I thought across the 3 playoff games, he was our best player.
Yeah, because I've always said, I think somebody commented on the video we made when we signed him, saying, all these comments look silly now. Because I think at the time most people were like, this is like an uninspired sign.
I was one of them.
At the time, like, what is the point of this sign? Like, do we need him? And
I mean, we did have about 17 left right backs at the time.
And over the years during the games, I've always thought, like, he's always got a mistake in him, or he'd always chuck a ball into the byline or whatever. But that ball yesterday for El Ghazi, that you had to score that, like it was perfect.
I mean, I've not seen anything back really, but I got told it hit him El Ghazi on the back.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Because Tom was saying yesterday, what a header, and I was thinking, pretty sure it might have hit him on the back. Tom had a few beers, to be fair.
Did it?
You may not have noticed. Tom had a few beers yesterday. I'm relieved.
Yeah, relief.
I don't think it sank in at all. I think it will probably sink in a couple of weeks when the fixtures come out.
Yeah.
Because obviously working in London, round my office, the last few years when the fixture announcements come out, everyone's watching it. Like watching the Premier League on the week before, and like we've got the Arsenal fans, the Liverpool fans, and they're all excited watching the fixtures come out. And there's literally no point in me being there because I'm just waiting for the next week, and then we put the fixtures on the next week, and I'm literally on my own, the only one with any interest in the Villa fixtures for the last few seasons. But I'm looking forward to going back to the
grounds. Teams, don't you? The grounds, like you said, like Bristol and Swansea, or whatever. It's like Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, City.
Oh, I can't wait.
Wolves Derby next year.
Let's just get next season started now. Get the players on holiday, let them have a few days off, and then we'll just get the season started. I mean, I imagine some of them had a great night last night.
To be honest, they're probably still going.
Yeah, and I've got to be honest. From what we know and what we see, we're obviously lucky to have been around the place a little bit. They are a great bunch of players. They're all top blokes. The ones I've interacted with, they are all brilliant blokes, and they deserve it as well. And I thought it was really nice yesterday, Jack getting Chester up with him.
Yeah, there was talk of that before, and I thought, I don't know whether that.
No, absolutely the right thing.
It's classy, isn't it?
I mean, I don't think Chester looked too keen on being involved in the celebration, which in itself, again, I disagree with his mentality there because he deserves it. I mean, there's an interview with him this morning. I don't know whether you've read it, where he said that like he's basically now got to manage his body for the rest of his career, and for 2 years he was our best player. He was the best defender in the Championship, and he played this season basically on one leg at times because of the situation Steve Bruce left us in. James Chester deserves an enormous amount of credit. Needs as much right to be there in the celebration yesterday as anyone. He's a class act. I've named my rabbit after him. He's an absolute class act, a great warrior and a great competitor. And I just hope that he can manage his career now. And I want him to be part of Aston Villa because he's played Premier League before. And I've always said he is a Premier League defender.
No, I'm saying he's too good for the Championship. Last season and the year before, like he's too good for this league. Like we say about Mings now. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how true this is, but I have been told that there's something in place. If we'd got promoted, that Mings will be coming. He absolutely wants to come.
Yeah,
it's written all over his face, and he deserves a massive amount of credit.
It's also he would have wanted to. Whatever happened in this loan spell, next year I want to be playing in the Premier League.
Yeah,
and I've earned my move back to Bournemouth or somewhere else. Now he gets to stay at Villa because he'll play. He'll start every week, won't he?
Yeah, I mean, his impact since he's come in has been phenomenal. When we signed him, I thought, right, we've had a few problems at left back.
Yeah,
he's the left back that we've been looking for, and then
didn't he say in the week like his more comfortable position is still left back? I'm still learning my trade at centre back.
I think he's had injuries and stuff as well, so I think his body, it's better for him to play at centre back than left back. There's less demands on you physically.
I can't imagine him at left back.
He's pretty quick, isn't he? So
the way he looks
he's good on the board as well, isn't he? But he can probably play both. But what an impact from a lone player.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say single-handedly turned our season around, but he was a massive part of why we managed to go on such a good run.
Yeah.
Tyrone Mings, because
Steer as well.
Steer
coming back in. Charlton, they got promoted. Does he get 2 medals now?
I don't know because I don't think he was part. I don't know, maybe.
He might do, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He was involved with the squad, made an appearance.
That's just one of those things that just feels like fate.
Yeah, because we said it before. Like there's all these little things like Jack getting injured. The season looks over, he comes back, he gets made captain, who win 10 in a row through his contribution. It's all written now that we see pictures of him lifting the trophy.
Yeah,
and that's what happened. Like that story now has got the fairy tale ending.
Yeah, look back to last summer, we were almost certain we were going to lose him. Spurs were playing silly buggers offering 50p plus Josh Onomer for him and things like that, and it looked like we were a mess, and he was going to go, but he's just taken his game up another level this year. He clearly loves the club. Like there's a few reports saying that Premier League teams will be after him this summer. Absolutely no chance is he going to leave.
No.
Absolutely no chance will he want to leave. He said all along, I want to play Premier League. I want it to be with Villa. I want to lead this team back to the Premier League, and God, he's done that, and now he's going to be captaining a Premier League team next year at 23, 24 years of age, and that's incredible. And he was pretty quiet yesterday.
And in the semi-finals as well.
Yeah, like it wasn't. There's games where he's absolutely running, and don't get me wrong, when he's quiet, he's still really, really effective. Like he's just an unbelievable talent, such a good footballer, and so pleasing on the eye to watch. But he wasn't our main man yesterday, was he? So that shows we're not a one-man team by any stretch of the imagination. It's a squad game, and we've got a good squad, and there's going to be some form of rebuild now because there's a whole team out of contract. Virtually,
a lot of loans as well.
Isn't there a lot of loans? I hope we can get Twanzebe back. I think it's a big ask. Again, I hear he wants to come back.
I mean, there's a video of one of the last games at Villa Park, and he's singing to the crowd.
Yeah.
I've never even seen that for. I've never seen players do things like that.
You don't see that often. We saw the players on the balcony yesterday, didn't we? When we were walking to our next destination, the players were on the balcony singing the songs with the fans. It's just like I say, they are a good bunch of players and a good bunch of lads, as David O'Leary would say, and we need to keep as many of them together as possible. There's the inevitable people that will probably believe in like Hutton, but again, he wasn't involved. Hutton and Yednak weren't involved. They've been a big part of Villa over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
In the Championship, I used to absolutely lay into Alan Hutton on a weekly basis, both in blogs and then when I started doing the Villa View. But the guy, again, I use the word warrior. He typifies what a footballer should be all about, and how much he cares, and how his attitude, and just to never give in. Alan Hutton, and
he's only getting that to contribute over the last 30 years. He's scored the penalty in the semi-final.
Yeah. I mean, these have been players that have been good servants to Aston Villa that probably won't be part of the Premier League, but they shouldn't be forgotten, because this has been we were in the midst of a difficult chapter at Aston Villa, and a lot of these players have helped turn that round and turn it into something positive and get us out. And a lot of people said, "Oh, we need to go down." I think people probably thought that we'd come back up straight away, but a lot of people said we need to go down just to clear the club out and have a rebuild. And to an extent, we have done that. And you look at the players we've got now compared to the absolute idiots that we went down with. Some of them unbelievable. And look at what we've got now, and it is special. There's a connection between the fans and the players. If we don't go down, we'd end up with Dean Smith as manager. I wouldn't think. We just keep making. We'd have had someone like Pardew as manager at some point, maybe to Allardyce, Pulis, people like that. If we'd have just stayed bouncing around the relegation places in the Premier League, if we'd never come to the Championship. So it's been a good cleanse, hasn't it? And now we go in the Premier League. We go to the Premier League in a really, really good place. And I don't like to credit Wolves too much, but you have to. What they've done has been very savvy, very clever, and that's the kind of thing we've got to be aiming for now. It will be really, really difficult to finish in top half next season. I'm going to
I feel like the top sort of 6 of the Championship, definitely the bottom 6 of the Prem, is very, very much interchangeable. I think sort of maybe 13th to 10th is a bit of a step up, and obviously 10th and bottom is totally different. But I don't know. You look at the teams that have come down and the teams that are replacing them. I think the 3 that are going up are stronger than all 3 that are coming down.
Yeah.
That's Sheffield United, Norwich, Fulham, Huddersfield, Cardiff. That's 3 better.
Yeah,
I mean, the teams in there that are like just average, and if you have a half decent season, you can go above them as well.
Fulham are a good lesson. I had a few of the Fulham guys actually I did a few bits with last year around the playoffs. They tweeted me yesterday saying just. Players make a better fist of it.
Well, yeah, because all the celebrations mean nothing, don't they? Like if we come straight back down and we do similar things to what they've done this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's got to be a bit of continuity. You can't just go in and buy 11, even if you buy 11 class players. Things like that very rarely work. The season we went down, we made about 50 signings, didn't we? Of just
that picture
absolute bunch of nomads from all over the place have come in, and actually a lot of them have turned into to be good players elsewhere, to be fair. But stuff like that, you can have all the good footballers in the world, but there has to be a bit of continuity, and you can't rush these things and rush through. You have to build steadily, and that's what we have to do now. And I think that's what we will do. Wes Edens has talked about it, even if we're in the Premier League, about sustainability, and the Milwaukee Bucks, his basketball franchise, are a great lesson to learn off, because they were pretty much nowhere. They weren't competitive in the NBA at all, and now they've come really close to the big one in the last few days, and they've got arguably the best player in the league, and it's all come from just building steadily and being savvy and being clever, and I believe the people we've got behind the scene, that is what we will do.
Big shout out for Dean Smith as well. Obviously, in the build up and ever since he's been here, he's always sort of played down the Villa fan aspect. He's sort of said like, "I'll keep myself to myself." He's talking about like, walking his dog, and
he's just a normal bloke, isn't he?
Normal bloke. And when it come across the line for lifting the trophy at the end, I thought he'd just give it a lift and then walk off and sort of keep his head down. Gets the trophy, started giving it being. You sort of think like, what a hero! Like, and then we read all the stuff after, like with his dad and stuff, and he was saying like his dad was away for like 2 minutes or whatever, and he's like, next time I'll come and see you, I'm going to be a Premier League manager.
It's a big step.
And he gets to do that, like, it's just like, for him, for Jack, for all of us, like everyone who's connected with the club, like, what we saw yesterday is just, like, obviously for me, the first trophy I've ever seen us win.
That's nuts.
Like,
there's been one, obviously.
That's 3 or 4 months old in '96, so obviously I don't remember that, and like, people will say, like, it's not a proper trophy, it doesn't compare to an FA Cup or a league or whatever, but it's a piece of silverware, like, it's something to celebrate. We got to lift the trophy, we get all the nice pictures and nice video, like, it might not be as special as some of the achievements we've had in the past, but for where we are now, it was all about getting back to the Premier League and having like a fresh start and making another fist of it, and we get to do that now, so you just got to celebrate the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I would have always been one of those people that say it's not a trophy, really. But now I've been in the Championship. It's a massive achievement to just get out, because look at Leeds.
Yeah.
Leeds have been down there for over a decade now. It's a tough league to get out of, and we've done it in 3 years, which
isn't bad when you think about it.
But it does feel a long time away from the Premier League for the reasons that we said earlier. But just back onto Dean Smith, like, just what a man!
Yeah,
what a man! The absolutely correct appointment, and the Edens and Nassef and everyone behind us, Perslow, sorry, that was where I was trying to go, I couldn't remember his name. They had a few drinks last night. they're the ones that deserve credit, because they've made the right appointment, and it would have been very difficult to make the wrong appointment, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Dean Smith, was absolutely the right point. We used to get. I mean, Brentford fans said he used to get us near the playoffs, and then we could never quite get over the line. He's just overseen the most incredible of runs to get us into the playoffs, and then he's gone on and just completed the job. And
we won 10 games in a row this year. We made history. It's easy to almost forget how good we were a couple of months ago because we've had this sort of. Obviously we've got promoted, but to call it a sticky patch, the Albion games were tough. The Leeds game was tough. We lost to Norwich yesterday. Wasn't easy on the heart.
No,
the weeks before that, we were flying. We deserved to get back to the Premier League because of how good we were before.
Yeah, and a lot of people. I remember Rossini saying he fancies Villa to go up now. They've gone that run. They just need to get themselves in the top 6. So it's an incredible achievement. And Dean Smith now goes into my top 3 favourite ever Villa managers. I was probably a bit too young to appreciate Ron Atkinson, but then Brian Little was the first one that I really started to appreciate. But he now, Dean Smith, is in my top 3.
I think for anyone my age, is top 1. Already.
Yeah.
Because the only good manager we've had in my lifetime is Martin O'Neill.
And he can't be in anyone's top 3.
The Premier League being top 6 and stuff is totally different to what we've done so far, but Dean being a Villa man, you just love it, don't you? It's just unbelievable. It still doesn't feel real yet, what we've done. It's only 10 o'clock the morning after.
We've done well to go, to be fair.
It's just mad, isn't it? I thought we'd blown it at one point, especially this year, February, whatever time it was.
It was
Just think that's it. It's gone. Even periods where in the Albion game, the second leg, you think, we're going to lose on penalties. We conceded yesterday, we're going to blow it. The fact that we're in that mix now for next year, we've got all that big TV money, we're back in the big time, we're back up. People care about us in the press and the media. People start to look at that.
We might get some gigs.
We might get some work out of it.
This is our first ever Premier League Villa View video because I know it's not. Because you did them before. It's my first ever Premier League Villa View video because I joined us in the Championship. So.
I thought you was on about because we did that Instagram thing last night. Yeah, we started this channel in the Premier League season. We went down.
We were virtually down when you started.
Yeah. All we've really known during this channel has been Championship football, and now we get to talk about players we actually know.
I feel like I've had a decent knowledge of the Championship, but I feel like my presenter's going to go tenfold now because I still follow the Premier League more than I did the Championship, but I love the Premier League and I know more about it, so hopefully see some better videos.
The playoff winning podcast is coming soon, isn't it? Because obviously last night...
Check now whether the bird's gone through because I've tried to book it because I was supposed to do it a few days ago. It looks like, we can do something. That'll be fun.
Obviously people are asking about Wembley fan cams and stuff before the game, and it was we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
We'd tried to borrow a little camera that I didn't get hold of at the end of the game anyway, but if we lost we weren't going to do anything. If we won we said we'd try. When I come out of the ground it was just a standstill of people, you couldn't get anywhere anyway, so we went to go have a few drinks and I didn't want to be that guy to stand there and go, come on, give me some reaction.
I didn't want to do that.
It just didn't feel right. Some people will think, you should have still made something, but you've got to enjoy the moment. This is the first time I've seen us win anything, let's just enjoy it.
Yeah, not often I see you on the base, to be fair, so it must have meant a lot to you.
People, I like to think that people watching this will think we maybe deserve a night off to enjoy ourselves, and we've done this, we'll have a podcast.
Yeah.
And is there going to be an open bus parade?
I don't know. I really don't know. Part of me thinks there should. Part of me thinks there shouldn't, but
I'd quite like to see it.
Part of me just thinks you do that if you're winning FA Cups.
Sheffield United had one for second, didn't they? So you get a little trophy for second, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but obviously if we do one, I'd like to be there.
Maybe do some kind of fan cams around there or something. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen this next few weeks because we don't know what's going to happen with the club for the next few weeks. When they get back off pre-season, we'll ramp it up. I'm sure we'll have a little break as well at some point.
We'll definitely have a break from the podcast, I would think, for a few weeks. What I will say is that so many people came up to me yesterday and had some kind words to say about the channel, and I really, really appreciate it. I've got to be honest, yesterday made me feel like I was some kind of a celebrity because people wanted to talk to me and people wanted to say nice things to me. Yeah, and the support on that Wembley video that we did was just unbelievable. I think we thought that we'd create something that was good. I don't think we thought that it would get the reaction.
I'm saying to you, I'd be happy with 10k views because we usually get around 7 or 8, so if we get 10, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, views have never particularly bothered me. If I'm being honest, I always just hope that the people that do watch it enjoy it, and I think that video spoke to a lot of people, and it gave people feelings and stuff, and that is what you want. You said you want to make the viewer feel something.
If you watch a video, you've got to feel something. You've got to feel pride, laughter, sadness, tears, whatever it is. Like, if you watch something, just think, oh, that was okay, move on. Like, it's not achieved anything.
We do know that some of the players and staff have seen that video, so
I like to think maybe we influenced.
It's probably played a part, hasn't it? So you probably want to thank the Villa View for getting the club promoted. If I'm being honest.
Just saying that, the club getting promoted, like, the more times I hear it, it starts to sink in a little bit more every time.
It'll sink in later when I watch the highlights, I suspect.
I can't wait to go back and watch it.
Yeah, should we call it?
Yeah. Nice one, Premier League.
Premier League, Dan Rolinson. Premier League, Dan Barder.
Unbelievable. Let's go. I should also explain I stopped at yours last night, which is why I'm wearing the same clothes as I did yesterday.
I feel like I've done the dirty, like
you got
brought you back to my house, unsuspecting.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on staying here. We just had a few too many drinks and missed my train back to Birmingham.
That's what it's all about.
Happy days if you win, isn't it?
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.